guys, this is Hayden Hurst, NFL tight end. I'm partnering today with Red Recover. We're going to run you guys through some drills. I started using Red Recover last year, my 4th year in the NFL. It just helps me on Mondays after games, get my recovery process started, get back into the fold of the week, and get ready for the following Sunday. If you want to recover like me, use Red Recover.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, great. You got a doorbell camera. Now you got a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
No.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
Get out of my house!
Ooh, Mom's jewelry. There goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, a free doorbell camera.
Free?
One that'll actually work for you. It's not total security unless it's the Sloman Shield. Call 1-800-ALARM-NATE.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Red Recover now offers a simple-to-use, professional-grade light therapy device designed to help your dog heal and live a healthier life. Red Recover emits red and infrared light therapy based on the same science that NASA developed, all in a soft, flexible housing pad powered by a convenient, rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Say yes to science and give your dog the care it deserves with Red Recover.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. It's time for Dolphins football. Welcome to the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Pregame Show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Shobe. EJDConstruction.com is a fully insured liability and workers' comp. Call Eric if you need a custom home builder or general contractor. 305-433-4843. Here's your host, the Big O.
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir. We are ready to rock. We are ready to roll. I hope you are too. It is a playoff Sunday with your Miami Dolphins. No matter how long this run lasts, it doesn't matter. They made it. It's all good. It's been a great weekend. Crypto has been running well for me, so I'm in a good mood. I know the Chargers fans aren't in a good mood right now, obviously, because, Justin Herbert did what he normally does. That was funny last night, I got to say. And let me tell you, kudos to the Jags, because when they went down 27-0, I didn't think they had the offense to come back from that, right? And really, the Chargers didn't do much to take that lead. It was really more the Jags giving them that lead, and the referees giving them 3 points too. I love how Boza was worried about that penalty at the end. It's like, dude, you're not even supposed to have the lead right now. They gave you 3 points in the first half with that terrible pass interference that they didn't call. But, selective memory is always good. But anyway, so it's just, it's just one of those things. I see ESPN is a couple of days behind us. As we reported on Thursday on our show, way before ESPN and everybody else, we told you that the Miami Dolphins were moving on with Tua in 2023. And I see where Schefter reported, although he did add the fact that if they win today, Tua could be cleared to play next week. Okay, well, no, we'll cross that bridge if that actually happens. But I'm just saying that part, I obviously by Thursday when I reported it, I didn't have the medical stuff at that point. So I didn't know where they were at. But if you listen to this show on a daily basis, for all of you Dolphins fans out there, we keep you better informed on the Dolphins than any other outlet that exists in the country, period. Doesn't matter if it's a newspaper, doesn't matter if it's a digital outlet, doesn't matter if it's TV. I mean, local radio, please. They couldn't break wind. So that's not even worth it. But overall, we keep you updated on the Dolphins like nobody else. That's why we told you on Thursday, all those stupid reports, all those idiots talking about, they should go after Lamar Jackson. Oh, they should go for Tom Brady. Oh, they should do. And I kept telling everybody, none of that's going to happen. They move forward. They're here with Tua, and they're going all the way. So hopefully the plan for next year is one where they can have a little more success and keep him on the field, because we know if he's on the field, if Tua's on the field, he's not blowing a 27-point lead and 5 defensive turnovers. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, by the way, did any of you get a call from your friend last night? Oh, hey, I told you we should have drafted Justin Herbert. Was that call in yesterday? Did your buddy call you? No, you didn't hear from your buddy, right? He's like Homer disappearing in the bush, right? Like all the Herbert fans. They talk, and then they really don't see that there's any substance there. He's a fantastic physical talent. He doesn't play like Trevor Lawrence. He doesn't play like Josh Allen, the guy that the Dolphins are going to play today. You ever watch Justin Herbert sell himself out like Trevor Lawrence has in the NFL or in college when he'll run and sell out his body? You wonder why maybe Herbert, what did he have yesterday? 3 rushes for 12 yards. You figure you have this big lead. You're obviously scared to throw downfield. I don't know what it is, check down Charlie, with all your talent. Why don't you run a couple times and extend plays and extend drives on your own? Take a couple hits. Trevor Lawrence would do that if he needed it. He didn't need it yesterday. He just kept throwing. But if he needed to run, he'll run. And he'll take on tacklers. And Josh Allen will jump over tacklers. See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Justin Herbert is nothing more than a more athletic Jeff George is what he is. How you blow a 27-point lead and your defense picks up 5 turnovers. It's one of the biggest choke jobs in the history of the NFL. And let me tell you, the Jags, they were giving it away at the beginning. You know, it's a difference. So Lawrence is throwing a couple of ugly interceptions, right? And then the other interception wasn't his fault. That was the referees that they didn't get the call on Samuel. And some guy, oh, he's a choker. And I'm no, dude. I've watched Trevor Lawrence his whole career. There's no choking about that guy. That guy's going to be a tough sumbitch. He's going to play hard. He's going to play fearless. I watched him at Clemson. This kid will take punishment. This kid will sell himself out. I've never seen that from Justin Herbert. I've seen it from Josh Allen almost every week. Dude, Tua Tagovailoa sells himself out more than Justin Herbert, and he's half his size. Not that, by the way, too, if you're watching, listening, or any of the family, I don't want you doing that, by the way. None of us in the Dolphin Nation want you selling out your body. But you will sell out your body more than Justin Herbert, and you're half his size. And that's why I look at that guy and I see, yeah, thoroughbred. There's no doubt. I see like a monster talent. I will never disagree. Justin Herbert is the perfectly built quarterback. Perfect. Physically, if you ever had to build a quarterback, that's the guy. But it's here and here, baby. That ticker. Okay? With that size, that arm, that body, you have to find ways to extend drives, man. Yeah, we know you can't run that well because this year you're not a running team. But you got to find ways to extend it. I'm just saying. Okay? I'm just saying. Exactly, Brandon. Herbert doesn't have dog in him. That's what it is. He's a pretty boy, Goldilocks from California, soft ass from the Pac-12 and the West Coast. And there's lots of you out there on the West Coast that play football, and you're soft. That's why we have the East Coast bias. That's why we don't respect anything in the Pac-12. That's why when they come out and they play the big boys, they get smacked down. So that's the problem, okay? And Justin Herbert is the poster child of the Pac-12. Why we don't respect the Pac-12, why they never win anything big anymore, that's because they're it's a soft conference. That's all. It's a soft conference. There's no East Coast bias. It's East Coast facts, okay? Until proven otherwise. Maybe someday your teams out west will, harden and become tough and can play against SEC competition, maybe the Big Ten, those kind of things. And maybe you'll start winning national titles again. But meanwhile, and Justin Herbert falls along those lines of that soft-ass look that we give the West Coast in college football. And by the way, he never sold himself out in Oregon either. So, it is what it is, bro. I wasn't shocked yesterday that it was happening, but I was surprised that the Jags were able to come back from that deep of a deficit, because I don't look at their offense as that powerful. But you got to give the Jags defense credit. They shut them down. They gave the ball back to the offense, and Trevor Lawrence was money, and Zay Jones was money, and Etienne and Evan Ingram, man, after all the injuries and all the setbacks. Dude, that guy ask Giants fans how pissed they would get with Evan Ingram, because he could never stay healthy. And, his career's turned around with the Jags. Christian Kirk also. I mean, all those guys. Etienne was terrific yesterday. All the guys were failing him in the first half. Receivers were failing. Trevor was failing. The referees were failing. It was a mess all the way around in that first half. They did anything and everything bad that could happen to them happened to them in that first half. But wow, I never saw it coming. Never, ever in a million years that I see that Jags would come back from that. I just don't envision them to be able to come back. But my problem was they're playing Justin Herbert. And I'm the idiot. I know that Justin Herbert is not that guy. So why wouldn't I think you can come back on Justin soft-ass Herbert, But that was funny. That was funny. I guess we want no more, right? No more Justin Herbert talk, right? I don't want to hear any more from any Justin Herbert fans ever again. Okay? When he actually wins something significant, when he plays with like real balls, not that little finesse crap that he does back there because he's got a wicked arm. Okay, great. I know you can make some throws, dude. Yeah, your little sidearm and all that stuff. And he's a tall quarterback and he plays small with that lower angle of throw. So it's really amazing. Anyway, so when he does something, please brag about it. But till then, okay, just shut the hell up about Justin Herbert. Okay, just get lost with your little Justin Herbert shit. Just get out of here. You're a clown already at this point. Talking about Justin Herbert, the guy that's got all the talent in the world and accomplishes nothing. Okay, and any of you Justin Herbert guys out there, you think he was great in the first half? The Jags gave away the first half. He did nothing about it. And then they took it away from him, and he did nothing about it either. He made a couple of throws. Big deal. And by the way, Dungy and company were wowed. Why weren't they more critical in the second half about him? It's really interesting. So it's amazing, dude. Amazing. But anyway, this is about the Dolphins. But, I got to have fun because the Justin Herbert idiots, they run their mouths. By the way, don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button, por favor, and subscribe to the show. We want to get to 20,000 subscribers. Let's go. We're at 17,200. Help us get to 20,000 subscribers. Hit the notification bell. That way you'll know whenever we go live. We're going to be adding now crypto segments and music segments to this channel. Okay? So that's going to be coming up now in the off season. We're going to be adding some of that too. So if you're a follower of those kind of things, those kind of shows will be popping up at different times, not like our normal show that we do every day on the mornings, Monday through Friday. We're on live at 10 a.m. Okay? So if you can, tune us in. Big O, while I'm not a Tua fan because of his injury history, I was wrong about Herbert. He proved your opinion about him yesterday. Yeah, he's been proving that opinion for years, dude. You got to watch the games. Watch the games. Don't watch the highlights. Don't watch the wow throws. He has plenty of those. I know Jeff George had plenty of wow throws. It's about substance, dude. And even against the Dolphins, all these people talk all this crap about him. He threw for 370 yards and he came up with one crappy touchdown. One crappy touchdown. Yesterday, he threw one crappy touchdown. A terrible Dolphins defense kept limiting Goldilocks to field goals and field goals. Meanwhile, the next morning, I got to hear from idiots on Twitter and all over the place, oh, he was so magnificent. He wasn't anything out of this world, dude. You can't play the Dolphin defense and score just one touchdown. They've got one of the worst secondaries in the NFL. You threw one touchdown against them? Come on, man. And he had Mike Williams in that game. He had his number one receiver yesterday. He could only get him the ball 6 for 61. How good really are you, bro? How much balls do you have? How much toughness do you really have? So come on. It's Cam Jordan, who plays for the New Orleans Saints. You should probably listen to one of his sound bites when he talks about hitting Tua and hitting Herbert. Just listen to that one. That's all. He doesn't play for either one. He doesn't care about either guy. To him, he didn't go to Alabama. He didn't go to Oregon. Go listen to him talk. Go listen to him, the difference between when he hits Tua and when he hits Herbert. Just watch with Cam Jordan how he describes those experiences. That's all. you know? Oh, man. Anyway, Cap for life. I wish our quarterback can throw one crappy touchdown in a playoff game. Oh, yeah, that's right. He's still concussion protocol. Yeah, well, that's how it goes, man. It happens. But what's the difference whether you're not playing or you play like that last night? At least you have an excuse. What's Herbert's excuse for choking like a dog? I don't know. What is his excuse? Right? You couldn't do anything the whole second half? You couldn't move the ball? You came up with 3 points in the second half? And that Jaguars defense isn't like the second coming or anything like that. You know, you're really not that special, dude. You don't have it. That's the problem with Justin Herbert. He has talent, but he doesn't have that it quality. You saw Trevor Lawrence last night? When you throw 4 interceptions and you come back from that, that's it. When you're down by 21 in Baltimore, that's it. Okay? When you throw 4th and 7 against the Patriots down the middle of the field, that's it. When you come back and beat Buffalo after you get allegedly maybe concussed in the first half, that's it. Those are the kind of it moments that you want. I don't know if have you ever seen Justin Herbert come back from 21 points down on the road? I wonder. Against a good team, by the way. Should I take Buffalo minus 21.5? It's minus 14. What are you teasing it up? Something like that? What are you doing? Holy crap, you're going to give him 21. You're brave. You're brave. Crap. I'll be back. I'm a gopher rat. Yes, you are. You are a gopher rat, Cap for life. Your comments are gopher and rat-like. Despite the injuries, I'm really hoping the Fins get blown out today. Don't need a repeat of Jacksonville playoff debacle. You're hoping the Fins don't get blown out today. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, listen, man, look. Today we're asking for, you're asking for almost the impossible. Let's be just brutally honest. We're asking for Skylar Thompson to play like he's never played before in his life. We're asking the defense, who is completely shattered, to play like if they were healthy with Byron Jones and everybody, like Nick Needham, Trill Williams, Kader Kohu, Brandon Jones, Emmanuel Ogbah. It's like you have everybody. That's what we're asking. So we're asking all the guys. We're asking Keon Crossan to play like, Nick Needham. We're asking whoever it is, Veron McKinley Jr. or whoever plays the other safety spot to play like Brandon Jones. And that's really what we're asking. Could it happen? Yeah, man, crazy stuff happens in all of sports. And we talked about it throughout the week, with the 03 Marlins doing what they did throughout the entire year, all the way to the World Series. But they got to the World Series. So by then they had proven already many times over that they were pretty damn good. Now, along the way, they did get some breaks, right? We talked about the Rex Chapman 39-point performance when Miami only had like 8 guys, and here comes Michael Jordan and company. We've seen those kind of moments. The University of Miami football team in their first championship going in against as an underdog to the powerhouse that is the Nebraska Cornhuskers back in those days, that nobody at that moment was ever putting Miami anywhere near the stratosphere of Nebraska. I was at the Miami Arena in our expansion year when they beat the Utah Jazz and the Detroit Pistons. I remember that. We felt like we had won the championship. Okay, as an expansion team with Rory Sparrow and, guys like that you're like, John Shasky and John Sunvold and things like that. So as a guy that has lived, pretty much the entire era of sports in South Florida, I've witnessed some of those crazy upsets. So I'm not telling you that it's impossible. Miami has to go up there and play like madmen, pretty much, and they have to play a perfect game. And that's what you're asking. You're asking for Skyler. He cannot make mistakes, but yet he has to be aggressive. He has to sell out himself. Unlike Justin Herbert, he's going to have to find a way to run, to extend some plays. He's going to have to take some hits. He's going to have to sell himself out completely for this game. He's going to have to manufacture some of the things that Justin Herbert could not do yesterday. That there are moments where you need to run. You don't have it. You can't keep settling for an underneath 4-yarder. Okay? You're going to have to make some plays downfield. You're going to have to take some chances. But at the same time, while you're aggressive, you have to find a way to not turn over that ball. Now, last week, against a very good defense, he was incredibly conservative and did not turn over the ball, which was the positive. He wasn't very impressive at all, no matter what McDaniel tells you, but he's got to sell his player and sell, whatever. He has to be way, way better than he was last week. And Mike McDaniel needs to be the best he's ever been this year. Because in order to beat the Buffalo Bills, who are way better than you right now, and they would be better than you even if you were fully healthy right now, they still would be the better team. So it would be a tough. Now, if this was a healthy Dolphins team, I would love our chances. Okay? I have zero concerns that Tua can win there. Zero. My concern with Tua is only one thing: durability. Can he stay in the damn lineup? That's the only thing. That's the only concern. I know this. He ain't a choking dog like that guy that I saw yesterday. You give him a defensive game like that, he won't lose that game. That's for damn sure. He needs to be concussed in Green Bay to be throwing like, that's how he plays like Justin Herbert, that he is concussed. That's the only way. But a 27-point lead and 5 turnovers, yeah, that guy's not giving that up. But you don't have a healthy team. You don't have Tua in the lineup. And McDaniel needs to know how to coach this game. And if somehow or another today you're running the ball once again like you were the other game, do not abandon it. Do not abandon it. Show me that you learned something, dude. Please show me that you learned something. That's what I need to know from Mike McDaniel. Have you learned how to stay with the running game? Because you failed your team in Green Bay and you failed your team massively in Buffalo. That game would have been easily won if everyone outside of Tua did their jobs. Okay? If Tyreek or Trent Sherfield catch that touchdown, and if Braylon Sanders, who, please, I don't want to see him on the field anymore. Every time he has proven he's not ready for it, that's a failure by you, Mike McDaniel. You have failed to identify the player that is ready for the moment, and he screws your team. That was a touchdown that Tua threw. And when you're running the ball and moving the offense, you don't go for a 2-point conversion early in the third. That's ridiculous. I don't give a shit what the chart says. Sometimes you got to go with your gut. We're punching them in the face. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep dominating. Let's take the point. Let's move on. We got what we need. But once you abandon the run and you abandon the guys up front, and then they start getting beat up from all the passes, and all of a sudden you're in a difficult position. You all of a sudden you want to go back to the run game, and then it's not working. No. If you're in a groove today, keep that groove going. Mike McDaniel needs to coach his best game this season. It's imperative. If you want at least a fighting chance, if you want to have a respectable, deep down inside, I think that's what everybody in the Dolphin Nation, of course, we all want them to win. Duh. But it's what one of the guys said. I just hope they don't get blown out. And that's it, because getting blown out is demoralizing. There's no fun in it. You know what I mean? Now, if you put up a fight and you're this beaten up, it makes you feel good about your team because you're like, dude, our guys have all these injuries. We don't even, they haven't even played with their top two quarterbacks. And they went to Buffalo and gave them everything, and they barely lost. People will feel good about that. Because you and I know 3 weeks ago they should have won. If Mike McDaniel coaches it right and some of the players do their job, that was a victory. And they just handed it back to Buffalo because they did not do the right things out there. So really, that's what it's all about today. Deep down inside, you all know they're outmatched, man. It's almost we're asking the impossible of these guys. And we're asking too much from Skyler, who has shown us nothing that he can do this. Not one inkling. I got to be honest with you. Skyler hasn't earned the right to come back as the number 3 quarterback next year. So this performance for me is very important for Skyler Thompson, because if I'm the Miami Dolphins, as we broke the story on Thursday, way before ESPN today, we told you that Tua was the guy moving forward, to not listen to anything. It's over. They're moving forward. But what I told you was the one thing that I would do as a backup plan is I have multiple second and third round picks, right? There's 3 picks in the top 100. If there's a young quarterback I like there that's a decent project that I think has got the upside, and I'm, Chris Greer and Marvin Allen and Reggie McKenzie, and those 3 guys say, yeah, no, this kid's got it. Well, then you've got at least 2 more years with Tua if you want, right? Next year for sure is year 4. If he balls out, you probably can tag him for year 5, right? Or you pick up the 4th-year option, the 5th-year option, and you keep him for 2 years, and then you keep developing the young guy that you drafted. So if Tua lasts for the 2 years and plays well and figures out how to stay on the field and get rid of the football, you're developing another backup, okay? Or if Tua unfortunately cannot hold up and continues to break down, you're developing his replacement. But I think it behooves you to look for a backup young quarterback that's better than Skyler Thompson. Because unfortunately, Skyler, fortunately for him, unfortunately for him also. Fortunately for him, he got more playing time than any 7th rounder was expected to get outside of Brock Purdy. Okay? And Brock is look how mediocre he played yesterday. But when that team is so good, you don't have to do a lot of things. You just got to make a couple of throws and you're golden in that offense. But he got to play a lot more than normally a 7th rounder would. But the bad part is he didn't really show much at all. And that's the bad part. There's been no improvement. There's been no wow. There's been nothing. What you saw in the preseason translated to the regular season. So maybe today he can do some of that. And then you can say, oh, wait a minute. Maybe we don't draft a kid. Maybe we stick with Skyler. Maybe we give Skyler 1 more year, because that game against Buffalo, that was all for the marbles and the money and the playoffs, and that kid came up big. That's how I think he saves his job for next year. If not, I'm bringing somebody in to compete with him and take his job. It's probably what I'm doing. You have to have a better plan B next year behind Tua. That's what you have to now motivate yourself in how you fix this whole thing. Okay. Let's see, what else do we have? Money Mitch says the guy is still praying for Tua to stay healthy, like this is Tua's channel or Dolphins channel. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's all Tua channel. And I'm not and by the way, Money Mitch, I am not holding a gun to you to watch. Right? Did I go to your house and force you to watch? Okay. Just in case. Just what I love the people that complain, right? Brother, you don't like what you're watching or listening? Get the hell out. It's pretty simple. That's all. It's pretty simple. You know? Let's see. Phil Montgomery says, Big O, I'm not calling you out, but curious. You've been harping on how young guys need to play and develop microwave society, get used to it a lot. How is it different for Skylar? I don't see it. I got to see it. Like, who plays? I see it. You can make mistakes, but I see it. That's the difference, my brother. When you play, show me something. I have seen nothing from Skylar Thompson. Zero. Nothing. Have the balls at least. Have some guts out there, man. What the hell has Skylar shown you? Nothing at all. He's a jag. He's useless out there, dude. He's not positive in any way, shape, or form. He just hung on to the football last week. That's all he did. He has to do more. He has to make plays. He has to find Tyreek and Waddle. See, you idiots out there love to say, oh, anybody can run the offense. They've got Tyreek and Waddle. Just get it to him. Well, why doesn't he? Because it's not that easy. You see what I'm saying? So if you have something, show me. Gardner Minshew came off the bench from day one, and he started to do something. He opened people's eyes like, whoa, that porn stash. Well, you see that guy in Jacksonville? He actually does a little something. I'm not telling you he's any good. I'm not telling you he's like a franchise guy or something, but he's good enough that you might think if you're the 30th or 32nd team, you might give him a little opportunity only because, you know, you're like, okay, what the hell? He makes some plays. That's what I need from Skylar. Show me something, dude. Salvon Ahmed shows me something. I need to see something. I don't see it from Tyler. I'm sorry. Yes, sir, Sean.
The inactives are in.
I see it. I got him.
Right.
Tua Tagovailoa, Noah Igbenogany, Raheem Mostert, Kendall Lamb, Brandon Shell, Liam Eichenberg, and Tanner Connor, which means Teron Armstead is finally playing a non-Tua game. It's huge. Huge. Now, Skylar hasn't played with Teron. So let's see if that helps Skylar a little bit to make an extra decision or two. He's a 7th-round pick. This isn't a major investment in a 7th-round pick. Let's not get carried away with a 7th-rounder. Okay, guys? This isn't a 2nd-rounder where, you got to have some patience. 3rd, 4th-rounder, have a little patience because there's something there. It's a 7th-round pick. Show me something. I don't see anything from the guy. I'm sorry. I don't live off preseason like some of you out there. Show me something in the regular season. So today, for me, if Skylar doesn't show me something, I'm getting a higher draft pick to replace him. That's what I would do. I'm not saying they're going to do that, but I'm telling you, that's what I would do. Okay? Ahmed is going to be the key to this game. He has a habit of putting up numbers in Buffalo. No, he has Mr. Bonafide. He has a habit of every time he comes off the bench and you give him carries, he makes plays. He is ready every single time. I think it's like 3 times they've called upon him this year, and every time he's productive. Show me something, dude. You know, I got to see it. Like Van Ginkel was a 5th-round pick from the first year. He was doing something that would open up your eyes, and you're like, they pick up Sealer off the street. Boom, and he turns into a hell of a player. But from the beginning, there was something there that you're like, okay, well, this guy's showing up all the time. That's what I'm talking about. I have not seen Skylar show at all. If you're really honest with yourself, there's been no wow moments whatsoever with Skylar Thompson so far this season. Be honest with yourself. I'm just saying. Yeah, Skylar reads defenses in Braille. He reads them very, very slow to react. Yeah. Skylar has not shown anything and shows, well, no, I wouldn't say gut. He's got guts. He's a tough kid. I wouldn't do that, Julio. I think he's just overmatched right now here. I just think right now he's too slow in reading defenses. And his accuracy is not that good. I'm sorry. He was way better in training camp. They're not hitting you. Training camp, they're not pressuring you. So you can play loosey-goosey because you're not going to get a helmet in your chest. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Human Drill says lots of delusional Finns fans here thinking Skylar Thompson, 7th rounder, first-year QB, will kick Buffalo in the cold. Wake up, people. I mean, we're asking for the miracle of all miracles, my brother. That's all that's going to happen today. You know, that's now you got to remember, fans are going to do that to themselves because they don't want to face reality. Fanatical, don't want to talk about reality. They want to live in the fantasy, and then you never know, right? And then they depress themselves because they didn't want to prepare for the reality. But that's fans. That's why it's fanatical and it's fan for short, because you're not really thinking logically. You're fanatical. So that's normal in every fan base, that you always have your fanatics that are going to think that anything is absolutely possible. Zeus says, Zeus Castro. All right. You can't compare the quarterback position to other positions. The coaches probably don't allow the quarterback to be himself. No, I doubt that very much, Zeus. I'm pretty sure they drew up plays for him to throw the ball and find guys. I'm sure there are people open. He's just not finding them. That's all it is. You know, again, you want to live in fantasy, you can live in fantasy if you want. He just has not played well, unfortunately. By the way, the Bills are favored by 14. The over and under's 44. Dolphins are plus 650 on the money line. The Bills are minus 950 on the money line. You got to bet $950 to win $100 on the Bills. You bet 100 on the Dolphins, you can get 650. That's not too bad. Now, your chances of getting the 650 are not very good. Yesterday, the Jags stormed back from a 27-0 defeat, deficit, that is, to win 31-30 against the Jags. Justin Herbert choked away the game. 49ers, they pulled away from the Seahawks 41-23. Hell of a year for Geno Smith, man. Congratulations to Geno. The Niners are just too much. They're too loaded. They're healthy. They just, man, they got it. John Lynch has done a marvelous job of building that team top to bottom. And if you're the quarterback on that team, you don't have to do a lot, man. You have everything designed perfectly. You have balance. You have the receivers. You have a monster tight end. You have one of the best all-around running backs in the NFL. You got a powerful line. You got a defense that can shut people down. It's just a phenomenal team, man. It really is. They have built a powerhouse in San Francisco, and they are just like they were with Kaepernick. They had the Kaepernick teams also were a Super Bowl caliber team. They just couldn't get over the hump. But this is the same thing too. They've got to have the quarterback to get them over the hump now. And this team might be balanced enough that it could be very Trent Dilfer-like now, that you don't need the quarterback to carry you nearly as much. This could be exactly like what Brad Johnson had to do with the Bucs back in 2003, or Peyton Manning with the Broncos in 2016. Just manage the game. Everyone else will do their jobs for you, and you'll be fine. And it's a beautiful thing, man, when the quarterback doesn't have to do nearly as much. And San Francisco, this team might be even better than those Kaepernick teams. And those Kaepernick teams were loaded. Okay? I mean, their defensive line was monstrous in those days with Jason Smith and those guys. Whew, doggy, that was a monster San Francisco team. But The quarterback had to be a little bit more there in this one. This Niner team, man, they are balanced. They are deadly, dude. Got to give them a lot of credit, man. A lot of credit. So they will advance. Today at 4:30, while we're doing the postgame show, Giants and Vikings will be going on Fox. Vikings, by the way, are favored by 3. The over and under is 48. Giants are plus 130 on the money line. The Vikings are minus 150. And then we've got an 8:15 game tonight. Ravens and Bengals. No Lamar Jackson, so Ravens should be done today. Bengals are favored by 8.5. The over and under is 40.5. The Ravens are plus 340 in the money line, and the Bengals are minus 425 on the money line. And then for the first time ever, we get a Monday night playoff game, which I actually love this as a fan. The Cowboys, 8:15. Cowboys are 12-5, and they are favored by 2.5 points. The Bucks and Brady over and under is 45.5. The Bucks are plus 120 on the money line, and the Cowboys are minus 140. And nobody will trust the Cowboys in this one. I know a lot of people are going to give Brady an opportunity. To me, Brady is looking old. This is the year where he's showing his age. Whoever picks him up, I'm willing to say I think it might turn out to be a disaster the next stop. I think he's going to get – I think Father Time comes knocking on that next contract. And I guess it's the Raiders, and that is so Raiders, right? That he gets old. And that's why, some of you Dolphin fans, they should go out and get Brady. Brady is definitely on the table. I remember there was a Dolphin site. I forgot the name of the Dolphin site. I'm sure those guys are good dudes and all that. But they're like, well, Brady's now on the table. I'm like, no, it's not. Because I knew that they were moving on with Tua already. I had reported it on Thursday that the plan is Tua moving forward. You can forget about anything else. So, but that's going to be whatever. Whoever gets him, I think it's literally going to blow up in their faces this coming season. Because to me, he started looking old this year. Okay. But hey, man, listen, he's got no family now. Well, he's got a family, but they're, obviously divorced with his wife. So he's going to have more time on his hands. And clearly he was more married to football than his family. Okay. And he paid the price. I thought it was asinine for him to come back, to be quite honest. Tom Brady does not need another championship. You're 45, dude. You went to another team and won a championship. What more do you need to prove? All you're doing is putting yourself out there so you can finally get old in front of everybody when you should have done what Elway did. Elway won his 2 championships and walked right out into the sunset on a high. That's what you should have done, bro. You should have won your title and get the hell out. You played one more year. You stretched it out. You should have left. That's how you play it. But now you're going to risk getting old. That's what's going to happen. You're going to get old on everybody now. So there we go. If Skylar plays like Daniel Jones, that's the ceiling for me. Then I think we can win. We need him to use his legs. Well, let's hope he does. Skylar, you are correct about Skylar. He's got to use his legs. That I completely agree with you. Oh, by the way, did I see a super chat? Was there a super chat in there? I'm sorry. By the way, you can send a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. Let's see what we got here. Yes. Steve is in. After all those months trashing Herbert, karma put your boy on the sidelines and gave us one of the biggest December choke jobs in Dolphin history. If you want our situation to get better, I'd stop ragging on the guy who's at least able to take the field. Yeah, he's able to choke on the field. Yeah, to have Herbert like that, I'd rather not have Herbert, Steve M. I don't know. Listen, man, if you're happy having a choking dog, I'll take the guy that has to fight through the injuries. So if I keep him alive, I know I got a shot to win. See, at least I know if Tua plays, I got a shot to win. If Herbert plays, I'm kind of expecting a choke job. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you can look at it however you want to look at it, my man. But that's fine. That's all right. Keep trying to plug Justin choking Herbert. I love it. Oh, man, that is fantastic. Brady could be next year's Willie Mays when he plays for the Mets in 73. Yep, exactly. Or Joe Namath with the Rams. Exactly. That's what I think is going to end up happening because he's kind of already looking like that right now. I think it's risky for him to come back this time around for another year or two. I really do. I think he's like pushing it to the limit already, way past it. So what can I tell you? If you want to reach out to us, of course, you can reach out to us also on Twitter at Big O Show. Don't forget to follow us there. That, my friends, is a 24-hour talk show there on Twitter. You can always catch us there. I'll be on during the game. I'm on Twitter, going back and forth with everybody and analyzing the game and giving you my 2 cents during the game. So follow us there at Big O Show. And we'll have some fun during the game. Vox Overload says Tua needs to learn how to fall, get with some motocross and skateboarders. No, he needs to learn how to get rid of the football, my brother. Okay? He's got to get rid of the football under the 3 seconds. That's what he's got to do. Make quick decisions. All his injuries come from holding the ball 4 to 5 seconds. Okay? 99% of his injuries come from holding on to the football 4 to 5 seconds. And that's his problem. More than anything, I've proven it over and over again. Those of you that watch the Daily Show every day at 10 a.m., I've shown you the proof. That last concussion was 4.81 seconds. As I've said before, the faster Tua realizes he doesn't have the durability of Favre. He doesn't have the legs of Lamar Jackson, Russell Wilson, or Pat Mahomes. And he doesn't have the size of Cam Newton or Josh Allen. The faster he realizes that and plays the game the same way Drew Brees would have to play the game, the same way Tom Brady plays the game, the same way Peyton Manning played the game. Make a decision quickly and get rid of the football. You don't have the legs to scramble. Drew Brees wasn't outrunning anybody. Tom Brady wasn't outrunning anybody. Dan Marino's not outrunning anybody. Peyton Manning's not outrunning anybody. And Tua Tagovailoa has to understand that he is in the same class as those guys as a quarterback. He has the great vision. He has great anticipatory skills. He has great accuracy, just like a lot of those guys. But he's also a stiff, just like those guys. Marino couldn't move. All he did was slide 2 steps this way, 2 steps that way, 1 step this way, 1 step back, and got rid of the football. Marino wasn't trying to run around and scramble and go through people and all that because he can't do that. Neither can Peyton Manning, neither can Tom Brady, neither can Drew Brees. Okay? He can be just like those guys. It's funny because he idolizes Marino. Yet, Mike McDaniel, you're there, you're making a 700 play tape about all the good stuff he did. Brother, let's go. Make a tape about Marino. Show him how he didn't move around. Show him how he never held the ball for 5-6 seconds. Show him how he threw it away all the time. Like a lot. Like a ton. Like Marino refused to take a sack. Refuse. You would go an entire season and Marino sacked 13, 18, 20 times. You can't get to him. Why? Oh, he didn't hold on to the ball. Oh, you can't get to him. Oh, he must have been a scrambler. No, he got rid of the ball. Oh, he must have been fending defenders off and throwing. No, he got rid of the ball. Tua, get rid of the ball. He doesn't have to learn how to fall. Marino didn't learn how to fall. Neither did Peyton Manning. Neither did Drew Brees. Neither did Tom Brady. All these robots back there that couldn't move and killed all the teams they played, they just made a quick decision. You make a quick decision, you will live 99.9% of the time. If you think you're Pat Mahomes, you're going to die. And that's what Tua puts his shoulder into somebody coming out of a concussion. Did you ever see Marino put a shoulder into somebody? Did you ever see Peyton Manning put a shoulder into somebody? Did you ever see Tom Brady put a shoulder into somebody? Did you ever see Drew Brees put a shoulder? I mean, I wish I had 20 minutes with Tua in a room. Because somebody obviously has not explained to him the history of the NFL and how quarterbacks have played. And that's the problem with Tua. He thinks he's somebody else when he's not. And the faster he learns how to play like those statues, because that's what those guys were. They were statues back there. Tall or short, statues. But they lasted forever. Why? They got rid of the football. I don't know why anybody has not sat down and explained that to him. And by the way, I don't know why a lot of you out there still don't understand what I'm talking about or don't know the history of the game. And you think he's got to learn how to fall. You think he's got to learn how to scramble or something. No, dude, he's got to learn how to read quickly, which he can, and get rid of the damn football. That's all he's got to do. He does that, and he can play 15 years. He keeps thinking he's Cam Newton or Pat Mahomes or Brett Favre. I told you already, his career won't last 7 years. It's pretty freaking simple. There really isn't. This isn't hard math. And I'm really stupid when it comes to math. Okay? I can add, subtract, I can divide, I can do percentages, division, you name it. I can do all the simple stuff. Once you start adding letters to it, X's, and I'm out. I'm dumb. I don't want anything to do with algebra and all that other stuff that my wife and my daughter know, back and forth. It's pretty simple math, man. That's all it is. Somebody's got to teach simple math to Tua Tagovailoa because simple math helped out Joe Namath. You can survive in this league. Just make a decision quickly. That's all. Pretty simple. Not everybody is blessed with Russell Wilson's legs. Don't look at the Russell Wilson that you saw this year. I'm talking about the Hall of Fame Russell Wilson that we all saw for years. He's never going to be that guy. That's not how he was built. Matt Ryan had a long-ass career. Wasn't going to be scrambling around all over the place. Some guys have it. Aaron Rodgers could scramble around a little bit. He's got some athleticism. Okay? Well, he's blessed with that. But there's a lot of guys in the history of the NFL that played a long time, all the way to this day, and they're pocket passers. And there's nothing wrong with that. By the way, Mac Jones, he's never going to get by with his legs. He's got to learn to play from the pocket. That's who he is. Sorry. Jalen Hurts there's only one Jalen Hurts. He can play that game. But he's got to learn to play from the pocket too. Because even running quarterbacks will not win Super Bowls if they don't win from the pocket. Because notice, the running quarterbacks aren't the ones really winning Super Bowls. Like Pat Mahomes runs when he has no choice. But he's going to beat you from behind the line of scrimmage 99% of the time, or 95% of the time. He'll run some. But it's all not by design, like Lamar, like Justin Fields, like Jalen Hurts. Why? Because that's not what you want to do. Why would you want to do that? Mahomes can run when he has no choice to run, to extend the play. Something that Justin Herbert, I don't know, Goldilocks couldn't do that last night. Let's see. Jason says, Big O, reasoning is a little flawed. Teams jam receivers on the lines and drop more coverages middle of the field. It's going to take longer for routes to develop. Just can't pass within 3 seconds. Jason, what the hell are you talking about, bro? Tom Brady's won 7 Super Bowls doing that. What the hell are you talking about, dude? Huh? What are you talking about, bro? Drew Brees won 1. Peyton Manning won 1. The second one, whatever. He, that wasn't even that's the worst quarterback to ever win a Super Bowl. But if you think about the last 22 years, look at all the guys that won from the pocket. I'm not sure what the hell you're talking about. It's going to take long. You got Tua and you got Waddle and Tyreek. They get open within a second. Oh, wow. Anyway, people think that the NFL is a highlight show. Yeah. No, well, hey, we had idiots thinking that you throw 60-yard passes every down. That's why Tua can't be a quarterback in this league, because he can't throw deep. Meanwhile, he's the best deep ball thrower, second to Mahomes or whatever it is in accuracy. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. Eli Manning beat Tom Brady from the pocket. Eli Manning's got 2. In the last 22 years, Eli Manning 2, Peyton Manning, well, let's go with 4 because we got to give him the 4. Tom Brady 7, that's 11. Out of the last 22 years, okay? So we've got 2 Manning, a Breeze, 7 Bradys, that's 12. Who are the other pocket passers in the last 22 years? So 12 out of the 22 are pocket passers that have won championships. There's more, too. I'm just like brain farting right now. But if Trent Dilfer is a pocket passer, 2001, that's 13. Well, mediocre one, but he's there. What other ones? I'm probably missing because Aaron Rodgers is not really a pocket passer, so I'm not going to do that. Who else won over the years? Just think about it. More often than not, the statues in the back are the ones winning the championships. Stafford is a statue at this point last year. That's a great one. Big Ben, it's not fair, right? Big Ben is not these guys. Big Ben could move around, bro, and buy time and all that. I'm not gonna go with Big Ben. I'm certainly not going with Mahomes. They can beat you from the pocket, but Joe Flacco is a good one, sir. That's a good one. That's a great one right there. 13 there. Kurt Warner, also 14. Pocket. He can roll out a little bit, but he was a pocket passer. So quickly, 14 out of 22 championships are won by it. No, Russell Wilson can move around. Big Ben moved around. Nick Foles could actually move around, but he's really a pocket passer. So yeah, let's go 15 there. Hostetler did it before this. He did it before the 22 years. I'm just going in this millennium. So far we have 14 of the 22 are pocket passers.
Stafford last
Yes,
year.
sir. Yeah, that's what we added Stafford. Yeah, we added Stafford. That's what I'm saying, man. You win from the pocket. It's what it is. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, you would think that he falls behind, right? And he would start to be a little more desperate and run. I think he had 1 rush for 8 yards yesterday. He made all his plays from the pocket. He's not really a pocket passer, so I'm not going to give him a pocket passer label, but he won everything from the pocket yesterday. So don't tell me that you can't make the silliness of, you need some routes for a longer time. And there'll be times where you'll have a little extra time, but 98% of the time, you need to get rid of the ball quickly. By the way, EJDconstruction.com, a proud sponsor, the title sponsor of our pre- and post-game show in Dade and Broward counties. If you live in Dade and Broward County, 305-433-4843, fully insured, liability workers' comp, so you will not get sued if somebody gets injured in your home. And remember, do not ever hire anybody, okay? This is not just for our friends here in South Florida, okay, because we broadcast all over the country, all over the world right now. If you're going to hire somebody to come work at your home, make sure they're fully insured, because if they get injured in your home, they can sue you. That's a problem. So make sure, EJD Construction. And right now, a lot of our listeners are calling because they need to renew their home insurance and their hurricane coverage. There's a problem now. If your house is older than 20 years, your roof may not be up to date, and you got to bring it up to code so you can get a new insurance policy. So you will not get that insurance policy if you do not upgrade your roof. If you need to do that, EJD Construction can do that for you. 305-433-4843. Again, fully insured, folks, and Shell Construction in-house. That's how they keep the costs down. You're going to love Eric. This is his personal cell number. So if you need to build a house, add a second floor, add an addition, you name it, whatever it is you need to do, you want to create a nasty custom man cave, he can do that for you. TVs coming out of the wall or the roof or whatever. He can do all of that for you, man. EJDconstruction.com, 305-433-4843. All right, let's do this, folks. By the way, Sean, was there a super chat or not? Because I thought I saw a super chat earlier. Can you bring it up? I don't know if there was only one. If there was more, I apologize for missing the super chat. Philip Montero, thank you, sir. He says, Big O, longtime listener, first-time chatter. Keys to victory: run the ball, keep Josh Allen off the field, no turnovers, and no penalties. Hashtag fins up. Amen to that. And if you run the hell out of the ball, you can keep Josh Allen off the field. You got to limit their possessions. I'm with you all the way on that, man. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate the love on the super chat. Remember, you can send in a super chat if you want. You can also make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. You can send your questions and comments there, insults, even a compliment. Once in a while, we get a compliment. You can do that. Quick break, 2 minutes. Hour number 2 is next. Lee Sterling will join us at 12:15. Plus, we got to hear from Solo D. We got to hear from Roger Morant as we get ready for the Dolphins and the Bills. A little wild card round playoff action right here on the Sports Talk 305 network.
You're listening to Miami Dolphins coverage on the Sports Talk 305 network, brought to you by EJDconstruction.com. This is the Miami Dolphins Pregame Show with Orlando Alzugaray.
Hey guys, this is Hayden Hurst, NFL tight end. I'm partnering today with Red Recover. We're going to run you guys through some drills. I started using Red Recover last year, my 4th year in the NFL. It just helps me on Mondays after games, get my recovery process started, get back into the fold of the week, and get ready for the following Sunday. If you want to recover like me, use Red Recover.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. You can rely on Essential Moving Experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. Welcome back to the best coverage of Miami Dolphins football on any platform. This is the EJDConstruction.com Miami Dolphins Pregame Show on the Sports Talk 305 network. Here's your host, Orlando Alzugaray.
Right. I love it. By the way, it is hilarious, some of you, how out of tune you are with actually what you're watching. Mark, we love you, my brother. But I don't know if you're drinking or doing any drugs. We got way too much talent offensively not to add a reliable QB to compete with Tua or take over. I love that part. Who's actually coming in to compete and take over from Tua? He's the number one rated passer in the NFL. He's got stats across the board that are the best in the NFL, if not top 3, top 5. I'm sorry. Who's done that in the last 25 years since Dan Marino? I must have missed that. I'm sorry. I love how guys like Mark, and some of you out there, you think that the Dolphins just go grab highly rated quarterbacks just off the tree. You know, we'll get anybody. You know, because you watch with Skyler and you watch Teddy and you see there's no comparison. Like the drop-off is like a cliff, dude. Derek Carr can't play better than Tua. You can bring Derek Carr here, and Tua will beat him out. You have to bring like Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, and that would not be a competition, Mark. There is no one that you can bring in for competition that is better than Tua. You have to get a guy that's a Hall of Fame talent in order to take over for Tua. And that's not going to happen. As I told you on Thursday, the plan was Tua moving forward. They're coming back with Tua, so stop with all the silliness of go after Aaron Rodgers, go sign Tom Brady, Derek Carr, all of that. There is nobody that you can get outside of the Brady and the Rodgers guy. That's it. No one. you can bring in that's going to play better than Tua. Tua's problem is not playing, dude. Tua's problem is availability. It's not play. There's no competition. He's the number 1 rated quarterback in the NFL. Not on the Miami Dolphins, not in the AFC East, not in the AFC. He's the number 1 rated quarterback in the NFL. I'm not sure how far some of you have your heads up your ass, but apparently it's pretty deep. And by the way, Mark, that's a hell of a skill. I mean, some of you out there, it's like, do you know what you're watching? There's no more. See, the problem is with probably it's Mark deep down inside. That's probably what it is. He probably never believed in Tua. So all those people that were wrong about Tua playing, now they're trying to replace him simply on the whole injury thing. But don't tell me you're going to bring somebody in to compete. No one's going to beat that guy. He's better than almost everybody in the league. His problem is he doesn't stay healthy. Okay? The part of the playing, that's done. That's it. If you said he was too short, you're wrong. If you said he had a noodle arm, you're wrong. If you said he can't run a powerful offense, you're wrong. You're wrong already. So shut up already. Stop it. At least admit, dude, I was wrong. So now I'm trying to replace him because he's injury prone. That's the only legit knock he ever had. All the other ones you guys came up with, you're wrong. And to think that anybody could compete with this guy at this point, no one's going to be able to compete with him. He's better than most. He's way more accurate than most. His problem is durability, not competition. He's the best quarterback you've ever had since Marino, dude. By miles. He makes the Drek that you've had here for 20 years look foolish. Enough already, man. Look what you're watching. Look at it. His only problem is durability. That's where it ends. It's not about his play. He's got to learn not to take hits and not get knocked out of a damn game. Christian D. Oh, Tyreek going to be 29 in March. We have to win with this combo within the next 2 seasons. What good is a QB that can't stay healthy? Oh, what can I tell you? Again, Christian D, move on. Listen, my brother, then don't watch the team anymore. He's coming back next year. So tune out, dude. Okay? Thanks for the super chat. Tune out. Either get on board or get the hell out, man. It's pretty simple. He's coming back. That's it. So either get behind the young man instead of bitching and complaining. Tom Brady ain't coming. Aaron Rodgers ain't coming. Outside of that, there's no upgrades. And I wouldn't want Tom Brady anyway at this point. So move on. He's the number 1 rated quarterback in the NFL. What they need to do is teach him how to get rid of the damn ball. It's pretty simple. It's not really that difficult. I told you in the first hour what tons of them. They all lived to have great careers, and they were all statues. All of them. And this guy can do the same thing. So we need a solid backup QB. We'll see today if it's possible Skyler moving forward. Well, I think it's a big game for Skyler in a way. Big O, what do you think about getting Taylor Heineke as a backup? That could be something. That could be a plan. That might be a guy. Something like that. You're going to get an Andy Dalton. You're going to get a Joe Flacco. You're going to get a Taylor Heineke. That's probably what you're going to get as like a number 2 next year. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Because we told you on Thursday, 2 is back. It's not it, and again, he can overcome all of this. His issue was more injuries physically the first 2 years, and then this year it was concussions. So he was able to stay away from the physical injuries. Now he's got to learn how to stay away from the head trauma. And it's pretty simple. Don't hold on to the ball 4 to 5 seconds. You'll have a great chance of, getting it done. The Bug Mike says, let's go, Fins. Tannehill had top passer rating in NFL in 2009. Yeah, but that's more of Derrick Henry. Okay? That's Derrick. See, the Bug Mike, that's where you show your lack of knowledge. See, that's the difference. Okay? That's where they got a monster offense, and then they got a guy that all he had to do was facilitate. It's a whole different ballgame. This guy did a lot more. He was a hell of a lot more of a passer, a pure passer than Ryan Tannehill ever could be. And Tannehill doesn't even have the accuracy that this guy has. So apples and oranges. It's like saying, well, Purdy over Skyler. Okay, that looks great, but Purdy is in a perfect position where he doesn't have to do a lot. He played like shit yesterday. He could have thrown a bunch of interceptions yesterday. Could have made a bunch of mistakes. He was off and everything. But that team is so good that you can make your mistakes because they will dominate. That defense will control the other team's offense. That offensive line will give you time. You have the most dynamic running back, rushing and receiving. You have 2 exceptional receivers, and you have a monster tight end, which makes his life easy. And you have a monster play caller, play designer. It does things like you did for other offenses in the past that the quarterbacks don't have to do a ton. They just have to manage what's in front of them. That's it. They put Brock Purdy in any quarterback can be in that position pretty much. All they got to do is facilitate and make a couple of throws. That team is so good. The Niners are the most complete team in the NFL. They are top to bottom, man. They are just impeccable. Really impeccable. It's impressive how good they are. They remind me a lot of the Broncos in 16, the Ravens in 01, the Bucks in 03, that they just made their quarterbacks' lives so much easier, and Peyton Manning couldn't even throw 10 yards, yet they won. Because all you got to do is facilitate and make a couple of plays. That team is so good, they're not asking you to do too much. All right, let's get to it. Lee Sterling, Paramount Sports. He's always ready to go. Where is Lee? Is Lee there? No? Send him a link there, bro. Send him a link. I don't know if did he get the link or something? I'm wondering. Maybe that's what it is. We got to get Lee Sterling on there. All right, let's get him on. And we'll get Lee on, and we'll get the link there. Brooklyn Rob, thank you for the love on the super chat. He says, Big O, as promised, here's a little taste of my big parlay win yesterday. Hoping some of my luck rubs off on the Fins. I hope so too, my brother. I hope so too. Plus, our Acorn accounts are doing well because now it's starting to bounce back. So, and I appreciate you, man, because I was able to get in with the bottom of the market. So that's actually good to diversify a little bit. But there's nothing like the run we're on with crypto right now, man. I didn't think this run was coming now, and maybe I'm wrong. I thought it would be a couple more months from now. Maybe this is a little bit of a fake pump, but I gotta tell you, it's Bitcoin's about to bust, and maybe this is it right here. And it's held right under 21,000 right now. It's like a 21.7, 21.8. 27, 28, almost to 21. And we'll see what happens this week. We'll see what happens. If it shoots up and it gets over the 25 range, which is the 200-day moving average, that is going to be as explosive as you can possibly imagine for Bitcoin. It's going to be a very important next week or 2 weeks. If this thing pushes into the 25 range, then Bitcoin is going to shoot to the sky. And it's going to be the run that we've been waiting for a while now. We've been in a 14-month bear cycle right now. So it's this bear market's going to end at one point, and it's going to become a bull one. Will Cronin says, Big O, woke up this AM and Miami's in the playoffs. I wish Tua was there to finish what he started. Make us old Miami fans proud today. Dolphins. Let's hope so. All right, a man that always makes us proud is Lee Sterling. Paramount Sports. Go to ParamountSports.com. Follow him on Twitter at Paramount Sports. Good morning, Lee. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Actually had to go to a wedding last night for 5 hours outside, and it was in the 40s. So not a whole lot of fun. No, not at all.
Poor people. Who the hell would expect such a cold night? Like, come on, man. Yeah, that sucks, dude. Yeah, that's rough because we didn't expect it to be that cold.
No,
down here. But it's good. I didn't have to use the AC last night, so that was actually fun. Just open the window and enjoy a little cold action. I like that. I was talking about this because we reported on Thursday that they're moving forward with Tua. That Tua's the guy, and then I know ESPN did it today on Saturday, and they said that Tua's the guy and all that good stuff. And for me, look, I get it. He had the injuries the first couple of years, and he had the concussion stuff this year. I keep telling people, and I've timed it, and I've showed him all these things. Like his last concussion was at 4.81 seconds, and I keep saying, you played this position. Look, man, we went over the last 22 years. Like 14, 15 of them are pocket passers, and you look at the history. Marino was a statue. Peyton Manning's a statue. Tom Brady's a statue. Drew Brees is a statue. Okay. Guys, Matt Ryan had a great career. I know he didn't win a Super Bowl, but he had a great career, statue. You don't have to be able to move. You have to be able to find a guy quickly, make a really quick decision in the NFL, and you will live forever. But if you think you're Mahomes and you think you're Russell Wilson, you're going to start scrambling around. And remember when he came off of one of the concussions, he put a shoulder into a guy in the open field. You remember that? You ever saw Peyton Manning do that, or Tom Brady, or Dan Marino, or Drew Brees do that? No.
Well, no, John Elway did it quite often.
Right. Those are people that can do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not a pocket passer. These guys that had long ass careers were statues in the pocket. And I think that's what Tua's mentality has to be when he comes back. I need to make my decision under 3 seconds and live with it and do what Marino did. Show him film of Marino throwing the ball out of bounds or away 8,000 times, and show him how Marino would take 12 or 14 sacks or 16 sacks a year. And it wasn't so much because of the offensive line, as you know. Half the time it's because Marino did not waste his time holding on to the ball. He either found a guy or got rid of it. And to me, that's how he fixes his career from here on out. Learn to get rid of the damn ball.
I think that's part of it. I think that's a major part of it, Big O, but I think there's more. Dan Marino had a much better pass blocking offensive line. Much better.
That's fine.
Not even close. This offensive line right now, even after the first 4 or 5 games, go and watch video of Armstead. Armstead, the last 7, 8 games that he played, he was not the same player.
Well, of course, he's got like 4 injuries.
The offensive line has to really improve. Obviously, he has to change his mentality. I've had a couple of concussions playing, so I know what it's like. His might be more severe. But let's look at a couple studies, specifically Sidney Crosby. Played hockey. He had, I think, 3 or 4 concussions in a couple-year period. He sat 114 games. A dozen years later, he's still playing, and he's fine.
That's the key.
So Dolphins really have no choice. It's not like there's someone, Skylar Thompson is at best going to be a career backup. It might be a decent backup, but right now, Tua's the guy. They weren't going to go 2-3 rounds in the playoffs this year with who they have left. Let's be honest. I was at the game last week. Big O, I watched the team walk out for warm-ups and then walk out after the game. They had that club underneath. Someone invited me. More than half the team was limping out of the locker room after the game. They are in bad shape. I don't think it's going to be as bad as the national championship game. And I don't think it's going to be as bad as Dan Marino's last game, 62-7.
Oh, thanks.
we could be looking at, unless Miami gets 3 or 4 turnovers, Big O.
Right. Yeah.
We could be looking at a 45-10 game here. And
No, you're right. If they don't get turnovers, I don't know how you have any chance of competing in this game. None.
I watched Xavier Howard. I watched him for 3 series last week.
Yeah.
He's a shell of what he was. He's out there playing. He can't cut. I mean, he was exploited last week. So they're guys just playing on fumes. We're down like 8 of the 22 starters. You can't compete against Buffalo like that. You can't compete against Kansas City. You can't compete against Cincinnati even right now. These teams are much healthier.
Yeah.
So
no, I'm with you. I think
the future is bright, but this is a horrible matchup.
I agree. Unfortunately, I'm we're all hoping for a miracle, but it is what it is. All right, Niners, most complete team in the NFL, right? I mean, even Purdy wasn't good yesterday, but that's how good that team is. Before you were on, I was saying they remind me of the 0-1 Bucks, the 0-1 Ravens, 0-3 Bucks, and the 16 Broncos. That those teams are so good that the quarterbacks just have to facilitate and don't turn over the ball, and you're going to lead more often, and you're going to control the hell out of that game.
They Seattle played about as well as they could play in the first half, and then San Francisco just dominated. I mean, they dominated the first 2 games. So I think Philly's really good. Philly doesn't have – now, Hurts would have to play extremely well for them to beat San Francisco. I mean,
by the way, Hurts, congratulations to him. You played the position. I still don't see it from Lamar Jackson when it comes to accuracy.
No.
I still don't see it from Justin Fields yet, and he won't have a long career if he keeps running. But Jalen Hurts, baby, is going the route of Josh Allen, because the dimes he is dropping shows me that kid has potential on winning from the pocket. And I think a lot of these running quarterbacks, they fall in love with their ability, which they should, of course, but I love the way Hurts has shown the discipline of winning from the pocket more often. I really love his potential on that end. How about you?
He's taken the next step. Do I think he's Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes? No.
No, not yet. Not yet.
But he is certainly taking the next step, and he's in the next tier right there. He still has some games where he's off.
Right.
And Mahomes and Josh Allen can find ways to get around that if they're off for a quarter or a half. But we'll see. I think it's going to be a great playoffs. I think there's literally 5 teams that can win it. Philly, I think San Francisco, I think Cincinnati, KC, and Buffalo. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Another play I like today. I like Baltimore. So.
Oh, yeah, because they're making it ugly with that defense.
Make it ugly. I think Greg Roman is actually a good coordinator for what he has. He has no receivers. And they held him to under 300 total yards in both games. People don't realize that. And they won the turnover battle, I think, like 2 or 3 last week, and still only won by 11. So Baltimore's offensive and defensive lines are still very good, really good linebackers, stopping the run and also in coverage. So, and Humphrey might be back today. I'd take the 8.5, 9 points in Baltimore here. Beating a team, people say, like, yesterday they were talking about, beating Seattle 3rd time is going to be tough. Seattle is not as talented as Miami, not even close if Miami's healthy. And Seattle couldn't stay with them. Baltimore has talent, and they're very well coached. So this might be a really tough game here for Cincinnati. Wouldn't shock me if it's a 1-score game either way.
Do you like anything with the Giants and the Vikings? It's like 2 teams I don't trust.
Yeah, right.
I don't know who to trust.
If the line was 3.5, 4, I'd take the Giants, but the line's 3. So maybe under, maybe both teams maybe play a little tight. Kirk Cousins, I mean, I would never back him in a big game.
I know.
Never.
I know.
So
and listen, I'm not he got more out of him. I think this guy for the Giants deserves Coach of the Year.
Right.
And he got more out of Daniel Jones. Still, Daniel Jones doesn't convince me yet. But I think what Dable did this year, wow, man, magnificent.
Well, here's what he did. He did it with no receivers. And the most important thing was Daniel Jones used to fumble in the pocket, ball security. So he has really improved in that area. So you turn the ball over. I mean, last night was an absolute fluke. You have a 5-0 turnover advantage. You're going to win 99.9% of the time.
Yeah, but how does Herbert lose that game, bro? How does that offense lose that game?
Well, it's a combination.
How can they not put up points in the second half?
Couldn't run. They couldn't run.
He is Jeff George. He is an athletic Jeff George. I'm sorry.
He's better than Jeff George. He's better than Jeff George.
He said brother.
I disagree.
I watch Josh Allen and I watch Trevor Lawrence. And I watched the fire that those guys play with. Yeah. Last night was a game where with that big body and athleticism of his, he should have run a lot more and extended.
I agree. Here's the thing. After the game,
Trevor Lawrence would have sold out his body, and so would have Josh Allen to manufacture drives and help his team out. When I look at Justin Herbert, I just see this California wuss. And I just don't see a guy that plays with the fire that Josh Allen.
Did you see after the game, Big O? After the game, he was talking to some other players on the other team. I would have waved at him and ran to the locker room. I was such a competitor. When I lost, I didn't want to talk to anyone for 2 days.
Damn right.
That's it.
Right.
That's what you don't see in him. That's what's missing from him. But
I think that's why I think he's Jeff George, dude. That's why I think he's Jeff George.
Jeff George was worse. Jeff George was worse. So,
but Jeff George was just like him, a beautiful arm. You got to admit, one of the 5 best arms you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
Jeff George was
great arm.
Oh my God, was that arm golden? And this guy's arm is golden, bro.
I think he's Jeff George wasn't a good guy. He was a bad kid.
That's true. That's true.
He's
also,
a bad kid.
This kid's not a bad kid, but I just don't think he's wired. He doesn't have that it factor, that nastiness, that edge, edge. Right. You know what I'm saying? I don't see him play
like John Elway. John Elway got destroyed in a couple Super Bowls, but he wasn't going to quit until he won.
That's my point.
That's the difference.
Exactly it.
Yeah.
With Elway, you saw the fight. Even with Trevor Lawrence, I've seen games where he has to run and sell his body out and take punishment and whatever, and he gets back up again and all that. Yeah. And I just, with that guy, I just don't see that it factor with him. Okay, so Wednesday, I'm doing the show, right? And I'm wondering if you did this, like the stock market. And we're all waiting the Tua news. So I get out and the line drops to 9.
Right.
And I tell everybody,
of course.
And I told everybody, now's the time. If you love Buffalo, you better bet it now, because in the afternoon, we're going to find out that Tua's not playing, because I knew he wasn't playing. But we're going to find out that Tua's not going to play, and the line's going to change. And it went right up to 13 and a half, or whatever it was at that moment. Just out of curiosity, did you get the line at 9?
Yeah, and I hammered it. But I'm still I'm usually pretty good at finding out what happened. I still don't know why it went down to 9.
Because remember, they said he was working out on Monday. Remember, McDaniel came out of the press conference that he was working out, building up a sweat and all that kind of stuff. And I think that they got a sniff of that and said, well, wait a minute, maybe there's a chance he's working up a sweat. They might. And so I think they covered their asses and lowered that line.
Here's what I think happened. Here's what I think happened.
Okay.
One or two of the offshore syndicates that bet games, they bet it big. And then they came back over the top when it went down to 9. That's what I think happened.
Okay, so they covered themselves, is what you're saying.
I never for 1 minute thought Tua was playing.
Yeah, me neither.
Never for a minute.
Yeah, me neither. So, but why?
But I just don't have the kind of. You and I don't have the kind of money that can move a line like that. No. What they'll do is, Big O, they'll play $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 on one side. They'll play Miami. And then all of a sudden, these offshores, Chris and Circa in Vegas, they'll all of a sudden say, oh, we're in trouble here. We don't want to take a chance and get hit. We know where it comes from. And then they'll end up moving the line down, and then they come back over the top the other way $3, $4, $5 million.
Okay. Wow, because that was a wicked move.
Yes.
All right, so now it's at 14. Over
Yeah.
and under is 44.
Yeah.
The money line's crazy. Is
Right.
there anything at this point that you would touch?
Still Buffalo. If
Okay.
you waited this late, I think they're going to win something like 45-10, 45-13.
Yeah, I think most people think I would never bet it because I can't sit there and bet against my favorite teams. I just
get
can't
it.
sit there and bet against Miami. But I told everybody if you are a Buffalo, gambler, then man, Wednesday was like the gift of all gifts for you.
Right.
To give it to you for 9 points. That's crazy. Did we talk Cowboys and Bucks?
Nope, we didn't.
Okay, what do you think about that one?
I like the Cowboys here. Cowboys are one of those teams that when everything looks great, like last year, they scored back-to-back 50 points going into that game against San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
They fall on their face. It all starts with the leadership, the ownership. I think that McCarthy's not a good coach. I think he'll probably be done if they lose in the first round. But I think when no one thinks much of them, I mean, after that first game against Tampa Bay, they started playing well. And just think that they're going to put it all together here. I think Tampa Bay can't run the ball like they did that first game of the year. Their offensive line's not the same. I think their defense has also had some major injuries here. So not that Dallas is great, but I think they'll win the game something like 27-20.
To me, I think, and it looks like the reports are maybe the Raiders would be the one that's going to get Brady next year. I think that's going to be I think he started to show the signs of getting old this year. I think whoever signs Brady is the father time is finally going to catch up to him.
Oh, you saw a bunch of passes that he threw Big O, just didn't get there. So
yeah.
And it's not like the Raiders line is any good either.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I just, to me, whoever takes that contract next, I just think they're going to. That's when it looks like Joe Namath and the Rams and Willie Mays.
And let's hope the Jets take. Let's hope that the Jets take Derek Carr, another guy that can't win in the clutch either.
That would be amazing. All right, tell them about Paramount Sports, my friend.
We had another winning UFC card last night. Winning there, starting the year off right. It was a tough card too. We went 3-2 and lost a tough decision that I think like 11 out of the 15 outside observers had ruled should have gone our way. Winning in basketball, winning in hockey, and one in football, went 1-1, but we hit our bigger play yesterday. You want to come on board, check it all out, ParamountSports.com.
There you go. Lee, as always, thank you, my friend. We'll catch up next week after the Dolphins beat the Bills.
Sounds good. Yeah, right. See you, buddy.
Take it easy. ParamountSports.com. All right. We love to get you ready for the game with some insight, some talk, all that good stuff. But we also like to get you ready with a little entertainment. Roger Morant always has a rap ready to go. Is it the last one of the season? Will there be one more next week? We shall see. But for now, we will sit back and watch Roger do his thing as he gets us ready for a little Dolphins and Bills. Take it away, Roger Morant.
What's up, Fins fans? Miami plays Buffalo this week. Who's ready to shock the world? The Dolphins play the Buffalo Bills. Playoff time. We might be limping in, but we won't hide. Our goal is still to make the Super Bowl. And though our ship is low on steam, we'll give our best a man could dream. Playoff odds against Miami, well, they're stacked. 7th round, the Skylar Thompson leads the pack. We need to force a run, keep Allen off the field. Coach McDaniel makes the call with barrel wheeled. We did the work and have the calluses. F. Chris Sims and now is putting on a better show than the Aurora Borealis. Dimes. Tua delivers in stride. So many styles on offense, other teams from run and hide. Try to gain some yards and matriculate the ball. Attempt to run against our defense. It's like Simon and a wall. Coach McDaniel, he's so drippy, he will lead us to the crown. Bring us back to glory. Miami Dolphins, Title Town. Title Town. Waddle, waddle. Title Town. Dolphins don't move the chains. They score with Tua, Waddle, Wilson, Hill, and more. We're headed to the Super Bowl. The path to get there might be long. We have to prove the doubters wrong. Without Tua, no one's given us a chance. It makes it sweeter when we win and we advance. Suffice to say, the Fins and Bills, we got our beefs. Season split goes to Miami. Next up, Chiefs. That's right. We're ready for you, Kansas City. Buffalo, you're old news. Miami's going to get healthy, and you're going to get a full dose of Tua Waddle Hill. What a thrill. Tua Waddle Hill. What a thrill. Tua Waddle Hill. What a thrill.
What a thrill.
Cheetah.
There we go. Roger Morant will play solo D for you in just a minute. One guy, Mark goes, that's my take on Herbert. I like Tua, and he fits what McDaniel wants to do. And it's okay to say Herbert has had a better career thus far and certainly brighter future at the moment. Actually, he has not had a better career. You know, the Tua, even with the injuries, even with the games missed, has won more games than Justin Herbert with less talent. Because the first 2 years he had less talent. I love that. I love how, you know, you talk stats, but you don't talk wins. Go look at the record, the winning record, okay? All right? Here we go. This is what I love. This is what I love. I love this. This is fantastic. So we go to Tua, and let's see. What's his record? His record is 21-13. 21 games won. And Justin Herbert is 25-24. 25-24. You tell me. 25-24 to, oh, I'm sorry here. 21-13. Damn, dude. So my man has a, what is, let me see if we have it here. 21-13 to 24-25 or 25-24. What is it? What is it? Yeah, he's got one more win than loss. I think that winning percentage is not even close. You know, again, stats. You want to live on stats? Go ahead. You want the guy that actually wins games more than the other guy, even with less talent? There you go. He wins the same amount of games the first 2 years that Herbert does with less talent. I mean, again, you guys are wowed by the physical ability, which I could never argue with the guy, ever. Super talent. Super, super talent. All right, let's do this now. Solo D loves to get us ready for a little Dolphins and Bills. By the way, Solo D, I heard, is performing in Wynwood this afternoon. So if you happen to be in Wynwood, you'll have an opportunity to go see Solo D and enjoy that. We will have a home for our Dolphins pre- and post-game show next year. I promise you, we will be at a bar somewhere for the entire season, rocking and rolling. Okay? I can guarantee you that. Brian says, Big O, can you persuade Roger to put an auto-tune on his vocals? That would be great. No, bro, we want his natural voice. All right, let's go, Solo D. The emperor, the king of South Florida sports rap. All right, we know he is the man. We honor the man every time on our show. Solo D always bringing it for the Aqua and Orange. Sean Stanley, the executive producer of this platform, the man that masters all. Fire away, sir.
Hey, Ray, turn me up. Playoff time. I've been working hard, you cannot take what's mine. Keep that pressure, can't recline. CEO, I can't resign. Underdog, you ain't gotta have me on your radar, fine. I show up in playoff time. We show up in playoff time. Playoff time. I've been working hard, you cannot take what's mine. Keep that pressure, can't recline. Star player, I can't resign. Underdog, you ain't gotta have me on your radar, fine. I show up in playoff time. We show up in playoff time. Oh, you ain't heard of me? Rap mechanic, I just come to service beats. Get that shit back running perfectly. Go ahead, turn the key. Pirelli's on the Formula One. I'ma burn the streets. What you talk is not concerning me. Won't get a turn to speak, cause I be in my own zone. Moving vertically. Say you coming from me, hurry please. They get lonely here. Leaving Earth before my mission done. That's my only fear. So every day I try to get it done. I know it's going up here. We ain't waiting. Heard it's hot as hell. We went still for Satan. They been talking about what's real or fake, and they still debating. Fool's pleasure. If you're confident, can't feel no fool's pressure. Knew better, do better. Stand firm on whoever. Trends come to ends. I'm thinking we need some new setters. I'ma keep shit sweet like Nutella. I'ma drop my anchor in the deep. I'm a news teller. Solo media. Don't get too caught up with that news, tell you. Cause it's playoff time. I've been working hard. You cannot take what's mine. Keep that pressure, can't recline. CEO, I can't resign. Underdog. You ain't gotta have me on your radar, fine. I show up in playoff time. We show up in playoff time. Playoff time. I've been working hard. You cannot take what's mine. Keep that pressure, can't recline. Star player, I can't resign. Underdog. You ain't gotta have me on your radar, fine. I show up in playoff time. We show up in playoff time.
Love it. Solo D, always bringing it strong, dude. Love it. Great job, Solo D. And have a blast down there in Wynwood. That's going to be a lot of fun out there. Have Solo D out there. He is a rap mechanic equals epic. Yeah, it was good. He always comes up with some kind of a theme with it. His lyrics, just they sway in different directions. It's never like this about the same thing. So he changes it up, and then the beats, the way he comes at you every week, it's a different song, a different production. They just do a phenomenal job, man. Phenomenal job. Love it. Pure fire, as Jason Thomas and Man of 1005 holds. Love it. Listen, man, we're all going to be crossing our fingers, hoping for the best today. I know we're all hoping that it's, one of those things that it's not too ugly, but hang in there, man. Hang in there. The boys hopefully will put together a decent outing today, and we'll be able to talk about it. Remember, we are on the second this game ends. If they win this game by some crazy-ass miracle, I got to tell you something. I don't even know if I'll survive. That would be, that would throw me completely off if somehow or another they do this. I mean, I'm hoping for the best, but I got to be honest. This is a really tough task to ask of the team, to ask of Skylar, to ask of that defense. Oh, my God. They are going to have to play like they've never played before. I'm really intrigued by how Mike McDaniel tries to attack this. That's the one thing that I want to see if he does things that at least are smart enough to give his team a chance and not the kind of things that bury his team at times, like abandoning the run in key moments when you are running the ball. And because you don't have Tua, I'm really intrigued to see if Skylar can alleviate some of that pressure, because he has to make some plays in the passing game in order for you to try to get that running game going. And the fact that Teron Armstead is also playing, I think that's pretty cool. Okay. Teron has not played a non-Tua game, and here's a guy holding off surgery. He's got all kinds of injuries, and he's out there for this playoff game. And I give him credit for that. And he held out for a week in that Jets game. They were able to get by without him. Rosendo says, nice to have known you, Big O. Please don't die, Big O, says Gus 13. Well, I'm hoping I don't die, that's for sure. But, man, this would be the miracle of all miracles. If this would be the greatest underdog win in the history of South Florida sports. Okay? It's a playoff game. You know, the Rex Chapman one against the Bulls was in the regular season. So I can't put that at the level of a playoff game. And this is as underdog as a team could possibly be going into this game. So yeah, this would be, my God, it's not even close. When you talk about all-time, underdog wins by a South Florida sports team, this would be number one if by some miracle they're able to pull it off, that the 9-8 Dolphins, who are depleted and injured all over the place and don't even have their top two quarterbacks pretty much. They're taking on the Bills, who have a couple of injuries, but nothing like Miami. And they're 13-4, right? 13-3, 13-3. They didn't play that extra game. And they're at home. This would be like, this goes down as something that would be absolutely unbelievable by most. And I know that this is the kind of game that we're all going to be sitting on the edge of our seats because we fear it completely falling apart and them pulling away, which we know they won't be able to catch up. Although, and I can't compare the two because Trevor Lawrence is a young stud. But last night, once they took that 27-point lead, I was like, man, I don't think the Jags can come back from it, because I figured, the Chargers are going to add another 14, 20 points in the second half. So how do you come back after, they're up 27-0 and then they get the 7 points and then they have the second half and you're like, holy crap, these people came back. And by the way, going for that 2-point conversion, holy moly, was that ballsy by Peterson. That was as gutsy as it gets. G-Firm, thank you for the love. Yes, it's bigger than the Yankees and the Marlins. Do you know why? You're already in the World Series. And remember this, G-Firm, from May 1st on, the Florida Marlins in those days, right? They were the hottest team in Major League Baseball. They had the best record in the majors. So it wasn't flukish that way. And then they get through the entire playoffs. So it's not flukish. This is a team that backed into the playoffs. And they're playing, one of the three best teams in the conference. Because we could start arguing about, KC's number one, but Buffalo's right there and Cincinnati's right there. So yes, it would be even bigger than than the Marlins beating the Yankees. Yes. Yeah, because this team is way more undermanned. The Marlins were hot. The Marlins, they had young players on a roll, all that. They were doing everything you needed. Their pitching was exceptional. Yeah, no, you can't. No, it's not even close. The Marlins had the ammunition to compete. The Dolphins do not have the ammunition to compete in this game. They don't have the quarterback. They don't have the offensive line. And they don't have the defense. It's a lot of issues not to have going into this game. So if the Dolphins are able to pull this off, Mike McDaniel has done one of the greatest coaching jobs ever. By the way, this season has been a disappointment overall for Mike McDaniel. He should have done better, should have won more, should have won 11 or 12 games, right? Had the opportunity in several games with Tua that he screwed up. If he wins this game, which, again, we're getting way ahead of ourselves because I don't really think it's going to happen. But if he wins this game, the season also becomes a success. So not only does it become the greatest underdog win in the history of South Florida sports, I don't think it's going to happen, but whatever, crazier things have happened. It would also save McDaniel's ass in the sense that you can now call it a successful season. That's where we're at with this craziness. Let me check here. Remember, you can send in some love on Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash App or Venmo, Cash Big O Show, to send it in. What else do we have going on? Big O, drink the Kool-Aid. We're 100% winning this one easy. Mike Tomlinson says, Linus, the chinchilla, correctly picked yesterday's game. He picked Miami for today for Linus. There you go. Bring out all the Dolphin vodkas. Bro, I don't have a second Dolphin UK shirt. I didn't wash it. That is a good point. I didn't wear my Dolphin UK shirt. I need some extra Dolphin UK shirts. So UK Dolphin Nation, I need some extra shirts for next year. You got that? UK Dolphin Nation, I need some extra shirts. Yeah, I didn't wash this week the white shirts. I need a longer, you know how many t-shirts I have? I just did a wash. I'm not lying to you now. This is 100% accurate. Okay? Not joking. I just did a wash because my wife does not wash my shirts. Okay? Because I don't want anybody washing my shirts. Years ago when I first got married, we used to live in a house on the other side of the block that was opposite of my mother-in-law. And you could walk in from one back door, go through the yard, and walk back into the other back door of our house. Right? So she used to wash our clothes. And first couple of years. And dude, the first month she washed my concert shirts and she put them in the dryer. And I lost my freaking mind because she ruined a bunch of my shirts. And I never, all my t-shirts, I wash them in cold woolite and I hang them. Okay. So they maintain and they're, fresh and nice. If you start, drying your, putting them in the dryer, they fade, and they shrink, and fat people don't like shrunk shirts, by the way. So, I always wash my shirts since that day. So for the last, 20 something years, almost 30 years, I've been washing my shirts. Now I have a lot of shirts, a lot of concert shirts. Okay. I wait 6 months to wash the shirts. Build up 100 of them. And then because I have a couple hundreds more. So it's not like I ever catch up. It's not like I could ever wear all. It would take me a couple of years to wear all of my concert shirts once a day. Seriously. It would take me 3 years probably to wear all my concert shirts. Yeah, I'm not kidding you. And so I have two closets alone are just dedicated concert shirts from all the years of going to concerts. So, I did that, and I have not washed the white ones because they haven't built up. There's probably only 15 of them or something, 20 of them. So I got to get to, a much bigger number before I start taking my time to wash the shirts, unfortunately. So yeah, there you go. If we win, I'm streaking down the street with a rubber glove on my head yelling, I'm a chicken. Well, it's well worth it, I would say. McDaniel has been a success, especially as a first-year head coach. Yes, a few more W's and a healthy Tua would be nice. But win or lose today, future looks... Oh, no, I like McDaniel. I'm not saying that. But the season was not a success. No. I like McDaniel. I love his style. He's got to become a better game day coach. He sucks as a game day coach. He's terrible as a game day coach. But he's young, so he's got to learn. That's fine. He'll figure that stuff out. White shirts are not a friend of the fat. Yeah, I don't mind. Brother, what can I do, bro? I'm fat, It is what it is. It doesn't bother me, Bothers my knees, probably. Ismael Vargas, thank you for the love in the super chat. Flores dealt with these many injuries. Well, Flores had no offense, so he couldn't build an offense. Flores is a goofball, but that's why it's a failed season, because crappy ass Flores couldn't build an offense and won 9 or 10 games. So you built an offense. You got Teron Armstead and Connor Williams, and you got Tyreek, and you got all this stuff, and you got Wilson, and you got Mostert, and okay, so then you fix the offense. So why didn't you win 11 or 12 games? And you should have won the Buffalo game. Things like that. Yes, sir.
They just showed the offensive line, the starting offensive line. It's Teron Armstead, the guy they elevated yesterday, Cotton.
Right.
He's starting it right beside Armstead, and then the others are your normal.
Right. So Robert Jones is at right. Is Robert Jones at right guard?
I believe he's at guard. Yes.
Yes, at right guard. Okay, so then Robert Hunt is at right tackle.
I believe that's yeah. The Jones and Hunt is on the other side. I got to double check.
No. We may be seeing the changing of the guard now. We may be seeing Robert Hunt become the right tackle of the Miami Dolphins. And Robert Jones was normally a right side guy, so that's good for him.
Yeah, Jones at guard, Hunt at tackle. Yes.
Yeah, I like that. Interesting. Wow, you got a guard that has not played for you, left guard. My God. This team has overcome so much, dude. That's why it's a blessing just to be in the playoffs. So enjoy the moment. Enjoy the team. We will see you at the end of the game. Once the clock ticks 0, we'll be here. Win or lose, it doesn't matter. We ride and die with the Miami Dolphins. On behalf of Sean Stanley and Lee Sterling, I'm Orlando Alzugaray. Thank you for supporting us all season long right here on the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show, mastered by Sean Stanley on the Sports Talk 305 network. Go Fins.
This has been the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins pregame show on the Sports Talk 305 network. The show is mastered by Sean Stanley and Chad Show. From home to kitchen to bathroom additions and remodelings, get in contact with one of the best contractors in the business. Call Eric at EJDconstruction.com, 305-433-4843. Please subscribe to our platform by searching Big O Radio Show on all digital avenues. We'll be back with a complete wrap-up of the game once the last second ticks off the clock. Thank you for your support and enjoy Dolphins football.